Drone footage over Yellowstone Park captures disturbing footage. This year, we'll go into the memory of Yellowstone National Park's history for more reasons than just one. The first national park in the United States was established in 1872, and this year marks the park's 150th anniversary. In addition to this, it endured record floods, with rivers reaching heights that hadn't been seen in 100 years. A thin band of tropical moisture known as an atmospheric river drenched the Pacific Northwest during the second week of June 2022 before dumping several inches of rain on the northern Wyoming and southern Montana regions. The flooding occurred at the same time as a warm spell which accelerated the process of the massive snowpacks melting. On June 13, park authorities declared Yellowstone, which covers 2.2 million acres in the northwest Wyoming, southwest Montana, and eastern Idaho, closed and advised more than 10,000 people to leave because of security issues. There was flooding at the campgrounds, the roads were washed away, and pebbles fell into the highways. Even though the 2021-2022 year got off to a poor start, a chilly and wet spring supplied much-needed water to the region, which had been suffering from drought conditions. The Yellowstone Basin had precipitation levels that were above average in April, which helped build up the snowpack on the ground. By May, the snowpack had grown to roughly the level of the 30-year median. These photographs were obtained by NASA's Moderate Resolution Imaging Spectroradiometer, MODIS, which was mounted on the Terra satellite. They show a comparison of the snowpack on June 16, 2022 to the snowfall on the same day in 2021. The National Park Service decided to close all of the park's gates due to the dangerous conditions caused by the record rainfall. According to the news release, it was initially anticipated that the closures would continue at least for a week. At this time, there have been no reports of any injuries or fatalities. The superintendent of the park, Cam Shawley, issued a statement explaining why certain areas of the park were closed, citing historic flooding occurrences and additional precipitation in the forecast. According to Shawley, the evacuation of the northern area of the park occurred due to several roads and bridges collapsing, as well as mudslides and other concerns. The Washington Post reported that the Yellowstone River in Montana's Corwin Springs reportedly rose 6 feet, the highest level recorded since 1918. The Associated Media has reported that the flooding has prevented road access to the town of Gardiner, Montana, which has a population of approximately 900 people and is located just outside Yellowstone National Park's northern entrance. An additional press release was published by the park on Tuesday night stating that the northern section of the park will remain closed for a lengthy length of time due to badly damaged, compromised infrastructure. In addition, it stated that aerial surveys revealed significant damage to various stretches of road in the vicinity of the northern entry, including Montana and Gardiner, which was the location where the rockfall incident took place. It also had an effect on Mammoth Hot Springs, Lamar Valley, and Cook City, Montana, which were all located close to the northeast entrance. According to the park statement, many sections of road in these areas are completely gone, and the reconstruction of them will require substantial time and effort. The National Park Service will make every effort to rebuild these roads as soon as possible. Nevertheless, because of the amount of time required for repairs, it is expected that road portions in northern Yellowstone may not reopen during this season. There are power outages reported in several different areas throughout the park. In a statement, Yellowstone National Park asked overnight visitors to leave the park and advised them to monitor road and weather conditions for future trips. As of Tuesday evening, all of the entrances to the park were temporarily closed while the park awaited the receding of the floodwaters. The park also stated that until conditions improve and park infrastructure is examined, there will be no inbound visitor traffic at any of the 5 entries into the park, including guests with accommodation and camping reservations. The flow flooded the tributaries of the Yellowstone, Stillwater, and Clark's Fork rivers. The Yellowstone River crested at Corwin Springs, north of Gardiner, Montana, on June 13, 2022, at a new record height of 13.88 feet, surpassing the previous record height of 11.5 feet, established on June 14, 1918. On the same day, U.S. Geological Survey stream gauges registered a record river discharge of 51,400 cubic feet per second, surpassing the previous record high flow of 32,200 cubic feet per second set in 1996. In the north, Gardiner and Cook City were cut off by swelling floodwaters that destroyed roads and bridges. carried away many homes and inundated hundreds more. Several bridges were destroyed and businesses flooded when Rock Creek rushed through Red Lodge, Montana's historic downtown. The deluge also knocked out electricity and contaminated water supplies in several communities. The northern area of the park, where the Yellowstone River flows through narrow valleys, was the most hit. It will take months to rebuild the washed-out road that connects Gardiner and the park headquarters at Mammoth Hot Springs, a major supply route into the park.